What are the two main applications for AC? A. Direct pulsating. B. Electric magnetic. C. Power information. D. Static dynamic. The correct answer is power information. The distance that a signal's energy can travel in the time it takes for one cycle to occur is called the signal's A. amplitude. B. frequency. C. wavelength. D. period. The correct answer is wavelength. One oscilloscope selector knob that allows the major and minor divisions of the graticule to be used to determine a signal amplitude value is called the A. time cm control. B. position control. C. intensity control. D. volts cm control. The correct answer is volts cm control. If current varies periodically from 0 to a maximum back to 0 and then repeats, the signal is A. direct. B. alternating. C. pulsating. D. repetitive. The correct answer is pulsating. What voltage will an AC voltmeter display? A. RMS. B. average. C. peak. D. peak to peak. The correct answer is RMS. What is the peak value of a household appliance that uses a 230 V AC source? A. 163 V. B. 230 V. C. 325 V. D. 480 V. The correct answer is 325 V. What is the waveform period difference between the 60 Hz electricity used in this country and the 50 Hz used in Europe? A. 3 ms. B. 16 ms. C. 4 ms. D. 20 ms. The correct answer is 3 ms. Test equipment selection enables the technician to both generate signals and A. change circuit conditions. B. inject signals. C. sense circuit conditions. D. change signal frequencies. The correct answer is sense circuit conditions. Why is AC current transfer more effective than DC current transfer over long distances? A. due to the height of power lines. B. due to the use of AC generators. C. due to step-up and step-down transformers reducing I2R losses. D. due to very high voltages. The correct answer is due to step-up and step-down transformers reducing I2R losses. A sine wave reaches maximum positive voltage at A. 90. B. 0. C. 90. D. 360. The correct answer is 90. Which percentages of full amplitude rise time are used for a pulse wave? A. 0 to 50%. B. 0 to 100%. C. 5 to 95%. D. 10 to 90%. The correct answer is 10 to 90%. What is the average value of a 12 V peak wave? A. 3.82 V. B. 4.24 V. C. 7.64 V. D. 9.42 V. The correct answer is 7.64 V. A test equipment item that has the ability to produce either square, triangular or sawtooth waveforms is called A. function generator. B. a radio frequency generator. C. an audio frequency generator. D. a frequency meter or counter. The correct answer is a function generator. The current is flowing in what direction? A. clockwise. B. counterclockwise. C. in both directions at the same time. D. 50 of the time clockwise and 50 of the time counterclockwise. The correct answer is 50 of the time clockwise and 50 of the time counterclockwise. What does the CRT oscilloscope display? A. voltage and period. B. current and frequency. C. RMS voltage and current. D. Frequency and voltage. The correct answer is voltage and period. Power companies supply AC not DC because A. It is easier to transmit AC. B. There is no longer a need for DC. C. DC is more dangerous. D. There are not enough batteries. The correct answer is it is easier to transmit AC. If a waveform period is determined to be 10 microseconds in duration, what is the frequency of the signal? A. 100 Hz. B. 1000 Hz. C. 10 kHz. D. 100 kHz. The correct answer is 100 kHz. The phase difference between sine waves of different frequencies is A. Equal to their frequency differences. B. The difference in their fixed time displacement. C. The same throughout time. D. Constantly changing. The correct answer is the difference in their fixed time displacement. If a sine wave signal is 100 MV peak to peak, how many volts would be measured by a voltmeter? A. 14.14 MV. B. 35.4 MV. C. 63.7 MV. D. 70.7 MV. The correct answer is 35.4 MV. What term expresses the frequency of a rectangular wave? A. Hertz. B. Period. C. PRF. D. PRT. The correct answer is PRF. AC effective voltage is named A. Average. B. Peak. C. Peak to peak. D. Root mean square. The correct answer is root mean square. If a voltmeter measures a sine wave as 500 MV, what would be its average value? A. 159.0 MV. B. 318.5 MV. C. 353.5 MV. D. 451.0 MV. The correct answer is 451.0 MV. One adjustable knob on the oscilloscope that allows the trace to be aligned with a reference graticule is called the A. Position control. B. Focus control. C. Intensity control. D. Volts cm control. The correct answer is position control. Signal comparisons may be most easily seen when using which item of test equipment? A. Spectrum analyzer. B. Multimeter. C. Function generator. D. Dual trace oscilloscope. The correct answer is dual trace oscilloscope. The magnitude that an alternation varies from 0 is called its A. Altitude. B. Amplitude. C. Attitude. D. Polarity. The correct answer is amplitude. The power that is distributed from a power plant to your home is A. High voltage to high voltage. B. Low voltage to high voltage. C. High voltage to low voltage. D. Low voltage to low voltage. The correct answer is high voltage to low voltage. A rectangular wave that has a duty cycle of 50% could be called A. AC wave. B. Sawtooth wave. C. Square wave. D. Triangle wave. The correct answer is square wave. A triangle wave consists of repeating A. Positive ramps only. B. Negative ramps only. C. Positive and negative ramps of equal value. D. Positive and negative ramps of unequal value. The correct answer is positive and negative ramps of equal value. What is the name of a device used to directly measure the frequency of a periodic wave? A. Oscilloscope. B. Frequency meter or counter. C. Audio frequency generator. D. Radio frequency generator. The correct answer is frequency meter or counter. Which control should be moved to display more cycles of a signal on an oscilloscope? A. Horizontal position to left or right. B. Volts cm to a smaller number. C. Vertical position to top or bottom. D. Time cm to a higher setting. The correct answer is time cm to a higher setting. What is the name of a device that converts sound waves to electrical waves? A. An amplifier. B. An antenna. C. A filter. D. A microphone. The correct answer is a microphone. If the frequency of a radio wave is increased, then its wavelength will A. Increase. B. Decrease. C. Remain the same. D. Cannot tell. The correct answer is decrease. What is the RMS voltage value of an AC signal whose peak oscilloscope display uses 3 major divisions above the zero setting VCM5? A. 5.3 V. B. 10.6 V. C. 15.0 V. D. 21.2 V. The correct answer is 10.6 V. What is the peak-to-peak current value when an ammeter measures a 20 mA value? A. 14 mA. B. 28 mA. C. 40 mA. D. 57 mA. The correct answer is 57 mA. How long would it take to transmit an electromagnetic wave to a receiving antenna 1,000 miles away? A. 5.38 ms. B. 10.8 ms. C. 53.8 ms. D. 108 ms. The correct answer is 5.38 ms. What is the waveform period of a square wave signal that horizontally covers 3 major divisions per cycle? Time cm 50 ms. A. 50 ms. B. 100 ms. C. 150 ms. D. 200 ms. The correct answer is 150 ms. A sine wave has A. 4 quadrants. B. 2 alternations. C. 1 period. D. All of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. What is the peak-to-peak voltage of a 56 V RMS AC voltage? A. 158 V. B. 164 V. C. 82 V. D. 79 V. The correct answer is 158 V. One oscilloscope selector knob that allows the major and minor divisions of the graticule to be used to determine a waveform period is called A. Focus control. B. Time cm control. C. Intensity control. D. Volts cm control. The correct answer is time cm control. What is the period of a 16 MHz sine wave? A. 196 ns. B. 62.5 ns. C. 31.25 ns. D. 19.9 ns. The correct answer is 62.5 ns.